With my timing, whatever you call it. Anyway, let's do it. Ready? Good. Evening, gang, and welcome to Tuesday Night Live here at Reach On Air.
Chris Reardon, Tuesday night, Reach On Air.
We do like a sung jingle, my darlings. Thanks so much to Betsy for the last hour of mellow music on her show here on Reach On Air. Well, I've been buying things again, boys and girls. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been buying things. First of all, today I am able to see my computer screens with great clarity with my brand new glasses. Thank you very much from Specsavers. Those nice people at Specsavers. I think I told you about the old, what do you call it, consultation, the tests they do. They've still got the puff test, which I hate very much, in your eyeball. They've still got that. And I paid this extra thing, I think it was only another £10, for some sort of detailed photograph of my eyes, which takes them about a millisecond to take a picture, and then you see it on the screen, and there's all these different layers, and apparently my eyes are very, very good. But it didn't stop them selling me a couple of pair of glasses, and I have to say, everything is so clear now in front of me. It just shows you your eyes do change over time. I was quite surprised to find out that sometimes they become better. They don't necessarily keep getting worse as the years go by. They can get better. They can change shape and all that, which I didn't know. Anyway, so I bought two pairs. They weren't very... Oh, actually, here's a receipt here. I'll tell you how much I paid. Hang on a minute. We don't go on to the hundreds of pounds section. No, dear. Completely unnecessary. I remember my pensioner friend, Ray Reynolds, who may or may not be with us tonight. I remember him telling me once he'd bought these really expensive glasses. I also think I think he told me not to tell people what he paid for them, but they were very expensive. And I just don't understand why people would want to pay that for a pair of glasses. Oh, Carl's there in the chat box, Posh Twin Carl. £250. What planet are you on, Carl? How long what, you paying weekly or something, my love? Did you get out of a catalogue? A Freeman's doing glasses now. 250 quid. Not these ones. Not these ones. Here, I'll tell you how much they were. Specsavers. I paid... Hang on a minute. 23... Why am I being paid for the test? Oh, no, I'm not. There you go. There you go. Exempt services. £23.14. Thank you very much. No charge for the over 60s. Thank you very much. All free of charge. £10, £29 each. Hang on a minute. How does this work out then? £29 each. Oh, minus that, 68. Oh, I see. So £29 these glasses cost. Thank you very much. Very nice. I bought two pairs. One pair is for computer reading, like seeing the stuff in front of me here, which of course you can't see. Words on the screen, news stories, music and all that business. That's it there. And the other pair was for reading. So I haven't actually tried the reading glasses on. And they're set at like a different length, you know? So, for example, if you're looking at your computer, which is about, let's have a look, about 3 foot away from my eyes, and your reading would be 2 foot away from your eyes. So they're like, I'll be honest with you, they're a bit lefty, these glasses. Do you know what I mean? Ah, yes, definitely, no. Not as good as reading a computer, but perfectly all right for reading things in front of me. So they're quite right with that. Unfortunately, these glasses make me look a bit like lefty. Do you know what I mean? You always see those lefties and they got those black-rimmed glasses on, haven't they? You know, while they're spilling all their stuff and not listening to anything anyone else would say. So they're a bit... I might keep these just for reading my stuff in front of the organ. Some people say, oh, you're reading the music. No, I actually have glasses on. I'm actually looking at the words and the first couple of notes. If I'm sitting there playing the organ, right, at church, I do have the music open in front of me, but I'm only looking for the first couple of notes, so I start in the correct place. Or I might have changed them, you see, because I can't always play in the same key. See what I mean? And then the words, because we sing along. Oh, yes, we do like a sing along at church, dear. Yes, but we don't do kumbaya. Or he's got the whole world in his hands. It's all very depressing, really. Just normal stuff. Anyway, Mush is there. Good evening to Mush. My lenses were 250 quid. Jesus Christ. Oh, £250 for the frame. Oh, hang on a minute. My lenses were £250. Frame was £49. Blimey, why were they so dear? What have you got on there then? I bet they took more than an hour to make. I don't know where all that come from. That, you get your glasses in 2 hours. I always have to wait a week. I popped in there Sunday after church with a bit of a wait. They're ever so nice in Specsavers. Really, really nice people. Anyway, before we carry on, can I let you know how to join in the show tonight? It's very easy. You can either send us a message. The best way to do it, best ever way, is to send us a message on the Reach On Air message system, which indeed DJ Tim has done this evening. Good evening to DJ Tim in the Westwood television area. Good evening, Tim. Buys his from Select Specs Online. £6 for a good pair, including coatings. Yeah, I know. You can do that if you've got the prescription. Now, do I have the prescription here? Oh, I do. I do. It says, I'm not sure what any of it means. SPH plus 20.25, CYL minus 1, Axis 150. I don't know what any of that means. 1.75 SPH. That's on the right eye, and a difference on the other side. Yeah, so I've actually got the thing here, but they often ask you for a measurement in between your pupils, don't they? And that's not on here, you see. That one's not on here, so I don't know how that works. Why haven't they put that on there? I suppose to get you coming back. I'm sort of reasonably happy, to be honest, paying £29 for a pair of glasses. Thank you, DJ Tim, in the TSW television area. So you can send us a message on the Reach On Air message system. You can send us a message on TikTok. You can send us a message on YouTube, although sometimes they get a little bit lost because it gets very busy there with people chatting to each other. Or you can send a text. I have a text number, boys and girls.
You can send Chris a text message right now on 07451 287 337. 07451 287 337.
All right, my darlings, so they're all the methods of communication this evening. I've already got some messages coming in tonight, so I'll come to those in a minute. But that's not all I've bought, boys and girls. I bought myself a new watch. I told you I was going to buy a new watch. Now, I said I was going to buy an orange one, but to be honest, the orange one was about 400 quid. Okay, no, about 350 quid. And I don't really want to spend that on a watch. It's too much to spend on a watch. So I keep seeing, strangely enough, adverts for watches on the television. Isn't that on the Facebook and all that? So I've bought a Timex watch. Very nice looking. It's blue. Okay. Let the lady sing. There you go. It's blue. It's blue. And it's gold. And it's got blue and gold handle. And it's really nice. Yeah. So there we are. All right. I'm very pleased to tell you that. DJ Tim says £29 is good. The pupil distance, I just go with the default. Oh, that might be an idea, Tim. So if I need any more at some point, I think maybe I'll do that. All righty. Rick, you seem to have a problem with your equipment, not mine. Too many messages coming in for me to have a problem at this end, my friend. All right. There's no calls. Yeah, I will open the phone calls a little bit later on. Just a reminder, gang, once we open the phone lines, okay, if you call in, you need to send your number with you. Don't call in on a block number or anonymous call. They don't get taken. Experience in the past has told me usually these people put the phone straight down or try and swear or something like that. And if you're sending your number, you might get away with it once. You won't get away with it a second. By then, I've blocked you. All right, darlings. Okay. Mark Bowles is our first texter in this evening. Good evening, beautiful Mark Bowles. And his grey tracksuit. How are you, darling? How wonderful to know that I'm going to have some lovely little messages coming in quietly on the side tonight. Thank you very much. Good evening to Vera from Vera's Choice in the morning. Dan Woodhouse in the house. Good evening to Posh Twink Carl. Jason Hughes is there. Mush is there, who paid £250 for a frame. Or £250 for lenses, £49 for a frame. Good evening to karaoke host. Evening to you, sir. Stigmatism. So presumably, Mush, you've got to have special glasses there, have you? Wow. Carl goes to a private optician. Well, they're all private, aren't they? Are they all private? Aren't they all private? Oh, I suppose, no, they're all private, but some take NHS patients, I suppose. That's how it works, isn't it? I would imagine. Thank you very much. Are your glasses oil-based, Carl? Jason wants to know. He's just winding you up, darling. Just winding you up, darling. What he needs is a nice glass of Shell oil. That'll shut him up for a while, wouldn't it? Oh, it's Wayne, the karaoke host. Good evening to you, Wayne. Yeah, lefties, darling. I don't deal with those usually. They're just idiots. I don't mean people that vote Labour. You know what I mean. The sort going on about this, that and the other. They don't listen to anyone else. I can't bear them. I just walk away usually. I can't be bothered with these people. Really can't. Thank you, Wayne, and welcome along to the show, possibly for the first time tonight. Evening to a very good friend of mine, Kareem. Evening to you, sir. He used to come in Belushi's in Hammersmith when I DJ'd there, which is going on 10 years now. I can't believe how long ago it is I worked there. Evening to you, Kareem. I'm all right, thank you very much. Firing on all cylinders at the moment, Kareem. I'm feeling quite fit at the moment, what with the gym and the swimming going on, although I'm still fat. Yeah, that don't seem to shift anymore for some reason. Don't matter how much gym or swimming I do and walking, I'm still fat. I'm kind of hoping, because I've got this electric scooter now, which I love it. I love it. I went up to my mate's house last night actually on it because it's a time saver. I don't want to use it all the time, right? Because obviously then I'm doing a bit less exercise, aren't I? So I'd like to try and keep walking, but if it's anything to do with saving time, it really does, because from here to walk to my mate's house is about half hour. On that scooter, it's less than 10 minutes. If I go into town, in fact, I used it on Sunday morning for church. To get to the church by car, 15 to 20 minutes. Time you got the car out the garage and you mucked around, stopping at traffic lights and things like that, right? To walk to church, 45 minutes. On the scooter, about 12 minutes. It's fantastic. I thought Father Danny wanted a ride on there at one point, but it does say, maximum weight 120 kilos. I love it. Have you got one of those, Kareem? Have any of your mates got an electric scooter there? I absolutely love it, right? But when you're a bit fat, like me, you do feel the fat bumping up and down as you go over bumps. Because unfortunately, I didn't buy a scooter with suspension on it, which in hindsight probably would have been better, but got that now. Happy with that for a couple of years till I buy another one, by which time I'll probably be 63 or something like that, 63, dear me. Have you all saved up for my present yet? I do hope so, Don't leave it too long. 61 next year in February the 5th. Start saving up for that. Kareem's friend has one. I think they're great things. Have you been on one? And once you've been on one, your whole perception changes, because I was quite against them, very dangerous and all this. We got on one while I was in my mate in Tel Aviv, and he instantly fell asleep. Fell in. Not a good idea to fall asleep on a scooter. Although when you see some of these kids on them in London, my God, there was a particular one on Friday night. I was on the Euston Road, where it goes into 4 lanes, bus lane and 3 other lanes. Okay, or is it 3 lanes? It's either 3 or 4 lanes. This kid's gone straight through the red lights. They don't even look. It's a busy road with busy roads crossing it. And these kids, they go straight across. I don't know why more of them aren't killed. Seriously, they don't even look before they go across. It's crazy. And this kid was all over the road like this, and then shortly followed by a police car. Now, I don't know if the police car was after him or someone else, but he was literally in, out, right across all 3 or 4 lanes, whatever it was. Very, very dangerous. Yeah, Kareem says it's amazing. I love them. Rob's liking the new ramp jingle. We use that in the morning usually for the music and chat show. Incidentally, I've heard, and I'm not sure about this for the music and chat show in the mornings that I do at 9 o'clock, I've heard that some of you aren't listening to that. So for those of you with Amazon smart speakers, I'm going to do you a favour now. Anyone who's listening on a smart speaker, I'm going to try this out and tell me tomorrow if it works, okay? So shut up a minute and let me speak to your smart speaker. Alexa, set alarm for 9:02 a.m. to radio station Reach on Air. Right. She should speak back to you now and tell you it's set. See if that works tomorrow. I did that at my sister's house. My niece from Scotland has been staying at my sister's house with the 3 children, and they've got an Amazon device in their room at my sister's house. So I set the alarm. But no one came back to me, so I don't know if perhaps they didn't wake up for it or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so it's wonderful on that scooter, and I just wonder if I'm bouncing up and down on it and my fat is shaking, does that work the same way as those fat machines in the 1970s? Do you remember? I think they were called Slender Tone, and you used to put this band around your arse or around your stomach, and it would vibrate from side to side. Well, a similar thing is happening while I'm on that scooter. You go over a bump and everything wobbles. It's awful, dear. Awful. Anyway, hello to Liam. Evening, Liam, who uses glasses direct as well. Very good. Do you put your pupil distance in or not, Liam? How does that work for you? As a matter of interest. Eh? There we are. Weird City's there. Good evening to you. He won a clock once. Tik Tok, Tik Tok. Rob says, how long will it be before Audi have their own opticians and a budget range of glasses? Actually, I think Audi do those cheap glasses. You can get them in Sainsbury's, definitely. I think they're about £10 a pair, where you literally try them on and they've got little bits of writing there and you choose the ones that suit you better. I'm just going to go back to the other side. Let me go a little bit further back there because I'm getting a little bit lost here. Evening to William Chisholm. Evening to you, sir. First time he's been here for a while. Hello to you. Hello to John Parrish there. Mandy Davenport in the house. Mick Davenport in the house this evening. William, 40 quid for his glasses. Yes, all right, I wouldn't pay for that. Not when I know I can get them for like 29. They do have £15 glasses in there as well, I believe. I wasn't keen. There was only like 2 pairs of those, and I wasn't keen on how they looked on my face and all that. So thanks for that. Hello to Ross Pats out. Has Chris given away the £1 million yet? There's no cash being given away here, Ross. Dear me, more chance of getting blood out of a stone there. Outrageous cash. Dear me. Thank you very much. And Vera says they're about £22 in Sainsbury's for those ones. They are stolen on a regular basis. Oh, I bet they are. Not when you're in mind. Vera watches, Vera watches people. Oh, yes, you're never going to nick anything once Vera's in the house. There we are. All right. Thank you, Vera. All righty. Some bits of... Oh, thank you very much. Liam says, no, I just get them. I look good, not cockeyed. I don't know. You're supposed to measure the distance between your pupils or something or other. I don't know why Posh Twink Car was going on about my seeing the watch again. Well, we like to show people my new Ticka Timex watch, which I have, blue and gold on the band, and a nice blue face on it there. And I bought that this week because it was after a new watch. And it was advertised £175, which I wouldn't personally pay for a watch. It's too much, £175, but it was 35% off, so £131 to pay for that watch. It's lovely. Lovely little thing. Actually, that matches my shirt today, because those of you listening, I've got a blue shirt, blue stripes and green. Oh, yes, that really matches me tonight. I feel all set up now. Good. 07451287337 is the text number. Shania's in the house. Good evening to you, Shania. All right, Shania, welcome along to our little show tonight. She's on the Isle of Wight. Some things to talk about today. I was going to start off with the Scouts thing, but I think I'll hold on to that for a minute. Wedding story. Let's do a wedding story. So, say you're getting married. You've decided, you've found someone, you're going to get married to whoever. Now, We don't want to do the old, oh, I got married to my duvet or anything like that. Oh, I married a tree. You know, an actual human being, if you don't mind. So you're going to get married, right? Tell me how you want your wedding. Okay? The food, the entertainment, the venue, the people you want there. Perhaps you want a celebrity arrive. You know, perhaps you'd like a celebrity to turn up there, which obviously would be me, you know, which I may do at an enormous discount to regular viewers and listeners to this wonderful programme. You know, I mean, I should start giving out little vouchers, you know, like they do in The Sun and various newspapers, where you cut a voucher off, and once you've saved up so many, you can send it in for a discount or something like that. I might do it like that. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that, but there we are. Yes, how would you have your wedding? And I ask this because there is a little story in the paper here of someone who's getting married, boys and girls. You will know this person. Ollie Moore's. Ollie Moore's wedding. It's already happened, I think, hasn't it? I'm sure it's already happened. Yes, it has. He got married on Sunday. Unusual day to get married, isn't it, a Sunday? Ollie Moore's had McDonald's cater his wedding celebrations on Sunday. And why not? Why not? If you like McDonald's, absolutely. Wouldn't be my cup of tea. I'd probably have Churchill's fish and chip shop. Sing out a load of packets of fish and chips. Actually, do you know, I've been to a party like that. Now, the question is, was it a wedding or a birthday? Years ago, I'm going back here to the late 80s, I did might have been a wedding. I'm really not sure now, but I remember everyone sitting on these tables and suddenly all this food started coming in and it was all wrapped up in paper and it was basically fish and chips. There was fish and chips, there was sausage, and you chose what you wanted. And you sat down. Why not? Bleeding a lot cheaper than some of these people. I've been to weddings, don't get me wrong, lovely weddings. I went to one last year in Greenwich. Actually, Vera, did you come to that one? The one in Greenwich? Matt and John? Lovely wedding. It was fantastic. Couldn't have had a better time there, right? But I mean, you knew they were paying, I don't know, £100 a head. Anywhere between sort of £75 and £100, perhaps more, per head for each meal. Why? It's all very nice. You know, if you love someone, you don't need to be spending shed loads of money on impressing everyone else with a bit of a show. You don't need to do that. Nice how it was. I'm very grateful and I enjoyed it. And they had a good time. And that's the main thing, that the couple, whoever it is getting married, have a good time. Why should you spend vast sums of money, which you could be possibly putting into a house or a honeymoon or whatever, improving your life? Why should you spend all that on giving someone a show? Giving a load of people a show? You know, a lot of them freeloaders who they'll never see again, I suppose. It was a lovely wedding. My friend last year. Oh, no, was that the year before, actually? I think it was the year before. But my friend last year, Adam the plumber. Very, very good friend of mine. He had a bit of a lavish wedding as well. The food going on there. I know per head it was relatively expensive. Why spend, I don't know, £100 per head on meals when you can go down to the local chip shop? What's it going to cost you? Maximum £10 each. Maximum. Maybe 12. Haddock and chips, what's that? £12 where we go. £12 each instead of £100 each. Absolutely. And if you really want to push the boat out, go to Aldi and go and get some ice cream. Fill up your freezer. Why not? You don't need these big shows. Look what we've done. Oh, poor Vera wasn't invited. Unlucky girl. But how do you want your wedding? What would you like your wedding like? Ollie Moore's 39 tied the knot to bodybuilder Amelia Tank, who's 31. He's got a toy girl, hasn't he? On the private OC Island in Essex on Saturday, then held a festival-style party the following day for friends and family. This is in The Sun. It was headlined by his friend Craig David. Yes! He was the DJ. Who would you have as your DJ? Not available. I'm sorry. Nope, I don't want to do it. No more weddings. Thank you very much. No. Oh, my God, no. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed doing them. Wouldn't want to do them again. There is hassle involved in weddings as well, such as kids knocking over bleeding lights, people demanding crap that no one's going to dance for. Anyway, Craig David did a DJ set. Ollie and Amelia had a food truck from McDonald's serving up all the classics, including McNuggets. I think it's a blooming brilliant idea. They were loving it. They partied until 2 o'clock in the morning following the intimate wedding of 60 guests on Saturday night. They had another 100 friends join them for the festival, dubbed Mers Fest on Sunday. And Ollie had previously insisted he would not sing at the occasion because it would annoy his bride, but he caved in and got up on stage. Once a performer, always a performer. So that's what he did. McDonald's. What would you do? What would you do? You can call in if you want. There's a phone line open now, boys and girls. Don't forget, if you're going to call in, you need to send your number as well. Okay, it's 07... oh, hang on a minute. I forgot the number now. Oh, actually, what's going on with my phone-in thing? Hang on a minute. Are we having a little problem there? No. No, that's all right. That's okay. That's working now. 020-8144-3477 is my phone-in number. There's a jingle to go for that, my darlings. Yeah, baby. Call in now. 020-8144-3477. There you go. You love it. Have you heard that one, Ross?
Call in now. 020-8144-3477.
And once again, if you're going to call in, remember you need to send your number. Anonymous calls are not taken. Ross Patchout said, my friend had the chip van at her wedding, and she said everyone loved it and nothing got wasted, you see? That's what I say, Ross. Absolutely. Why not have a chip van? Park it outside. They'd be glad of the custom. Okay, you'll save a shed load of money by doing that. An absolute shed load. I think it's an excellent idea. Vera says, I want a plain and simple wedding without food and good music with karaoke. Well, I might come and do the karaoke for you, Vera. You know, would you want me to sing you your first song, though? That is the question, you know. Love, my love, there's only you in my life. My life has just begun, or something like that, innit? Yeah. There you go. Vera doesn't like to be catering for all those different people. Oh, no, don't worry about that, darling. Just get the chip van round there. Get the chip van out there. Carl would like Tony Blackburn as his DJ. You see, we are so alike, Carl, because you know that is my top DJ in the whole world, don't you? Tony Blackburn is my top DJ. By the way, is Gary Ross with us tonight? I meant to ask that right at the beginning of the show. Is Gary Ross on tonight? Thank you, Mark. I don't think I'd go along with you on that one. I don't think I'd like to see that. But thank you anyway for the suggestion, Mark. Vera says you could do the music at my wedding, Chris. There will be no children there. Ah, well, I don't know about not having children now. I think that's part of it. But it is more to deal with as the sort of entertainer. You know, you've got to deal... You're kind of an unpaid... what do you call it? An unpaid child minder as well. I can't remember. The nanny. You're kind of an unpaid nanny as well, aren't you, really? Eh? Alan Russell's there. Evening to you, Alan. Welcome along to the show. Hello to you. He used to live 3 doors down from Ollie Mers. Did you know him? He comes across as a nice bloke, doesn't he? I think Ollie Mers comes across as a nice one. Mick Davenport, cheap weddings are the best. I spent £10,000 on my first wedding. What a waste. Yeah, of course, most of you know that I was actually married once in the 1980s, early 80s. And our wedding was all right. I mean, it was... we had the reception. It was a council wedding. What do you call that? In a council place. Oh, what the bleeding hell's that called now? Not in a church, one of those weddings. I can't think what it's called. Registry office. It was a registry office wedding. And then after that, we had the reception in a scout hall. And the food was done by my scout leader. Yeah, that was our wedding. So I suppose ours was done on the cheap. I've DJ'd at cheap weddings and I've DJ'd at expensive weddings, and they're all the same as the DJ. It makes no difference, you know. You're just doing a job, and that's it. Whether someone's spent 10 quid on food or 10,000, it's completely irrelevant. It's the same. You're doing the same job. They're the same people. They like the same sort of music and whatever, you know. Yeah. So there we are. There's Ray Reynolds. Evening to Ray Reynolds. There's Ray Reynolds. Evening to you, Ray. Do you like my new blue glasses, Ray? I've got new glasses. £29. A little bit less than what you paid, mate. Mick, mine and Mandy's wedding cost £1,500. See, what honestly, you don't need to spend a fortune on weddings. It's about you two, not about all the people that come for the free booze up. And that's the other thing. If you're going to have a wedding, never, ever put free drink behind the bar. None of this, we got £1,500 on the bar, go and spend it, because they will. And people take the mick. And sometimes it can be the most unlikely of people that keep going to the bar. You watch them. Freeloaders, they're called, freeloaders. All right. Let's have a look. Jason, if only Greg's done weddings. Have you asked? I bet they would. For the right money. And absolutely, Jason, I'm along with you. As well as the chip van, I'd absolutely have Greg's do my wedding. Of course, if I was marrying someone like Mark Bowles, I think possibly then Claridge's. I think I would have to push, well, at least for the night, you know, not necessarily for the reception. But I think we'd end up spending a night at Claridge's. I do think that, you know. I can't see us staying in a travel lodge somehow. Really can't. The only thing is, you know, he would have to sort of dress up a bit for Claridge's. But all right, once we were back in our room and locked the door, he could change into the grey sweaty pants. Grey sweatpants and all that business. Well, sweaty pants, or both, hopefully. All right. Greg's doing your wedding. I like the sound of that. Hello to Richard Crooks. Evening to you, Richard. Welcome along to the show. He said it sounds good. The chip van for wedding. Absolutely. There's our lovely Jacob. Hello to Jacob. He's only here for 5 minutes. He's been working hard, haven't you, Jacob? We've missed you in the morning, but I know you're a hard-working person, my love. There we are. Thank you to you, darling. All right. Mick's been married twice. There we go. Okay, you're talking to each other there. You're just scrolling there. Mick says, I had a bit of a scuffle with my new father-in-law on my first wedding. That went down well. Gosh. Hello to Rio. Welcome to the show. All right, Rio. Any other suggestions? How would you like your wedding? Would you like a celebrity there or someone like that, you know? Perhaps a singer. I mean, I don't know what you reckon. For our wedding, Mark, Barry Manilow, what do you reckon? I don't know if I could afford him. What is he charging per song now? I mean, it's £800 to get a front row ticket there, you know. Mark says, I'll wear whatever you want. And I will too. What would you like me to wear at our wedding, Mark? You know, first of all, you know, at the wedding, and then afterwards, when we're in our little room celebrating our honeymoon, is there anything that you'd like me to put on at that point at all? Do let us know. Okay? Ross Pat's out. When me and Kylie Minogue get married. Well, you got to divorce your missus first, Ross. Kylie will probably pay her off anyway. I want half the house. Yeah, I want half the house. Your missus about Donna would be going, wouldn't she? His missus's name is Donna. She'd be going, I want half the house, and Kylie will ring her up and said, I'll tell you what, have the whole house and take another 2. There you go. Go away. Kylie Minogue. Wouldn't that be lovely to marry someone like that, do you think? You have to remember, though, like someone like Kylie Minogue, you'd have to take the back step, you know. Anyway, Ross, when me and Kylie get married, we're going to get married at Butlins and hire out the whole resort and get the Venga Boys to do the music. Wow, how disappointed. I thought you'd want me to be your DJ, Ross. Very disappointed. Food-wise, everyone can grab stuff from the on-site premium dining restaurant. If I can, I will squeeze you in and send you an invite. Thanks very much, Ross. We're in a registry office with Kylie Minogue. Oh, come on. Come on. You got to have a proper wedding if you get married to her. Has she been married before, Kylie? I don't know if she has she? Kylie been married? Ross says, what's the best wedding or party buffet you could have had? What was the poshest food you could help yourself to? Well, I don't know, actually. I mean, my mate's wedding, and like I say, not Adam's. Adam's was lovely food. It was just like normal food, but Matt and John, and it was all very nice. But, I mean, I think the opening thing was like some sort of curried lentil soup, and I really didn't like the sound of that. I think sometimes people arrange these food, I mean, and it's not necessary to everyone's taste. I'd go along more of a thing that I knew most people would like. For example, chips. You can't go wrong with chips. And if you was to bring out a load of Indian food or a load of Chinese food, I guarantee you that there would be quite a few people don't like that food. So I'd keep it fairly basic. Similar, of course, at a funeral. My Auntie Rini, she was married to Uncle Michael, who died some years ago now. And for his wake, I mean, to be honest, it was like a school dinner. It was like school dinner food that everyone likes. There was sausages and mash. There was pies. There was a little vegetarian section. It was wonderful. And all this food got eaten up. I think you need to be a bit more careful. Don't ponce it about too much. I mean, I'd imagine you wouldn't ponce about with your food, Ross, but some people, they do ponce about with the food so that it looks good on the menu, or, you think it looks good. But then when you read it, you think, nah, I don't want any of that. Don't forget, you can call in, boys and girls. 020 8144 3477 is my number. 020 8144 3477. Sit down or stand up buffets. I don't know really. Both of them are quite good, aren't they? When you sit down and waiters and waitresses are coming over with the food and plonking it down in front of you. Or, of course, like at my wedding, it was like a buffet. A lot of people have buffets where it's all out on a few trellis tables and you just go and help yourself to the little cheese sandwiches and bits and pieces. Hello to Gary Ross joining us. Oh, there you are, Gary. I was waiting for you. Can I just thank you very much for your tip last week, Gary? Gary sent me a little bit of a tip last week, which was very kind. Okay, thank you very much, Gary. 0208 144 3477. Vera says there will be a board with all the food apps for people to download and order. Oh, God's sake, Vera. You've just made it complicated, love. You know there's karaoke nights like that now, where you have to download an app, right, to ask for a song. And it's all right for young... I mean, I'd be all right with it, and all the youngsters would. But you do get some older people at karaoke, and you've got to think about them as well. They just can't do it. I mean, I've got people who can't even text over. They don't even text over. They bring it over on bits of paper. Not many, like 2 or 3. And thank God it is only 2 and 3, because if it was more than that, you'd have to change the system again. Most people have to use the same method for it to work. Do you know what I mean? Evening to Fran Green. Mush likes a good buffet. Oh, yeah. How many times to go round, Mush? As the DJ, I used to wait. I used to make them wait. If someone come up and says, could you tell people the buffet's open now? I'd say, thanks very much. And when they'd gone away, I was straight over there with the plate before anyone else. Oh, cakes and everything I used to come out with. Because all the food never used to get eaten, of course, at weddings. I can't tell you the amount of black bags full of decent food that was chucked away at a wedding. It was always the same. You go in and set up as the DJ, right? And while you were setting up, all this food would be brought in. And then it'd all be laid out on the table, only to have some old dears worrying, do you think it will be enough? And it always was. The food that was chucked away. Although I used to help myself to a few cakes and that on the way out. I wouldn't nick them. Oh, do you want to take any food? Do you want anything? Or can I have a bit of that cake? Here, I'll take the whole thing. And they put all this cake in a blooming box or something like that. Mush went round about 3 or 4 times. You greedy git. That's the sort of thing Ross Patzelt would do. For Ross's wedding, he spent £3,000 for the venue. What was the venue like, Ross? The car... Is that £1,000 or £1,000 for the car? Dress was £1,000. The band was £1,000. Oh, you got a good deal there for a band. Remember, gang, if you're booking a band, there are many people to pay. 3 or 4 people. You got 4 people there in a band, maybe. You're only getting 250 quid each. It's not a lot for a night's work. Suits were £350. The rings were £850. Money we got in card, £3,000 money we got from parents, £6,000. So we end up in the money. Well, I hope you gave some of it back, Ross, you greedy git. He's actually made money on his wedding. I probably would do the same, you know. Yeah, what with me being a very famous person and all that. Oh, people would be wanting to buy tickets for mine and Mark Bowles' wedding. And we could also sell tickets, you know, to watch our very first OnlyFans video together. You know, $9.99 for that first one. Yep. You see the pain and suffering on my face. I hope so. Anyway, Ross says, what have you DJ'd at? I meant. What do you mean, what have I DJ'd at? What do you mean? What do you mean? What have I DJ'd at? All over the place. Weddings and things like that. Hey, anyone else commenting on that? Let's have a quick look there. Oh, there's my sister, Sharon Butler. Evening, Sharon. Sharon had her wedding. That was and where did she have that? Where did you have your wedding, Sharon? Bessborough Hall, I think it was. Bessborough Hall. Yeah. Anyway, Gary Ross, yeah, I just wanted to thank you for that £10 that you sent me last weekend. It's very kind of you. He's driving at the moment. There we are. All righty. Okay, boys and girls, going to play you a little song, okay? Stand by for a little bit of music. As always, gang, those of you listening and watching on YouTube and Facebook Live get different music to everyone else due to our copyright restrictions. Okay, boys and girls?
Days of romantic prose and lilac wine. Nights out under the sky, watching stars align. Days of making sweet honey, Melissa. As warm as your breath on my chest, so calm. Now, baby, let the summer breeze carry us away. Let the summer breeze carry us away. Baby, to a place where the sun always shines.
I must say it's much easier sitting here in sort of the main, my main little studio thing rather than at the luxury Waterside Media Centre where it's much more complicated to do this particular show. Hello to Stafford, Mr. Blake is there as well. Karaoke legend, Blakey. Good evening to you, sir. Vera's noticed that I'm munching on the mints already. Yes, please. Thank you very much. We do like a mint or two, my dear. And thank you much to Rob Shaggy Kershaw. He's just sent me a picture in of a box, an enormous box of Greg's sausage rolls. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 sausage rolls in a box. There you go. There you go. That'll make Jason happy. And me as well, you know. Vegan sausage rolls. I love the Greg stuff. I think it's extremely good value for money, Greg stuff. Really, really good indeed. Rob says, so the wedding of all weddings will be, I'd have Heather Small singing Proud as me and Shane walk down the aisle. The dress code would be as much colour as possible. We'd ask people to pre-book their food via the £10 Just Eat voucher per person attending, they will receive. So they give them all a £10 Just Eat voucher. This will then be delivered en masse to all the same in the grounds of Castle Howard in York. We then have a couple of tracks sung by Westlife on stage, a bit of magic by Stephen Mulhern, and then Pat Sharp to DJ for us for the rest of the evening. It sounds like a good wedding. I hope I'll be invited to that one, sir. You know, when you think about it, and Posh Twink Carl says he'd have Tony Blackburn, and I'd kind of go along those lines as well. I'd want Tony Blackburn to DJ, and you know, I'd happily pay him $2,500 to be my DJ for my wedding. Are you okay with that, Mark? Is it all right to have Tony Blackburn, or is there someone else that, you know, because obviously I will have to be obedient to you, you know. You'll have to tell me what to do. I can suggest, you know, but I'd be a little bit scared, you know. If I said something wrong to you, you might just smack me in the mouth, which is quite an attraction to me, to be honest. I can't lie to you, Mark. Stafford has just had a full English breakfast. Oh, dear to me. Anyway, Posh Twink Carl's on the line. Good evening, Carl. How are you? All right.
I'm good. How are you?
All is well on this Tuesday night. I can't believe it's 10 to 10 already, dear.
Is it?
Yeah. Stafford now thinks that I'm getting married. No, Stafford, dull. I'm not getting married. I still haven't been asked yet. I'm still waiting. Do you think you'll ever get married, Posh Twink Carl?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But if I were to get married...
Yes.
I want to get married in this country, I don't think.
In the country? Oh, in Lincolnshire. You could get married in Lincoln.
Not in this country. Not in this country. I'll probably get somewhere abroad, probably like Italy or Greece.
Oh, you don't want to be there at the moment? Too hot, girl. Oh, my God. Far too hot. You know.
But, if, you know, we never know what happens. I would say because my auntie, she got married in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Which was very nice. My grandparents got married in the 60s in Camden Town Hall.
Right.
They were both 17, 18 at the time.
Oh, right, okay.
Very young lovers. But yeah, if it was in this country, I'd probably get married like in the manor or hall, a big hall or house, you know, somewhere in the country, here in England.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never really thought about getting married. It never came to my mind. It never really came.
Maybe you're too young. Maybe you're too young.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Built in Scotland says I'm married to my soulmate. That's nice.
I
mean, not necessarily people are married to their soulmates. Your soulmate doesn't necessarily have to be someone that you're in love with, I don't think. I don't know. Don't know.
Yeah. Some people get married in the castle. Dover Castle, for example, people get married in Dover, which is really nice. I know people got married in... where is it now? Oh gosh, where is it? I can't remember where it was now. There's Dover Castle.
Where's Dover Castle? Is that in Dover?
Yeah, Dover. Yeah, itself. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of castles in the country, isn't there? You know, I'm thinking somewhere maybe like Buckingham Palace or something like that. It'd be quite nice. Oh, Mark Bowles has just come back to me. He says, have who you want to DJ as long as you... Oh, I can't read that. Thank you, Mark. Sorry, I must read things before I'm about to read them out. That was very dangerous. Carry on, Carl.
But with DJ, definitely Tony Blackburn.
Oh, yeah, Tony Blackburn would be my DJ as well.
Definitely. Always listen to his radio show in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. Sounds of the 60s. Brilliant show.
Oh, Radio 2 on Saturdays, isn't it, that one?
Yeah.
Why is he on so early in the morning? That must be recorded, I would imagine. Yeah, although...
It's definitely live. Definitely live.
Yeah, he doesn't... He's the same as me and Ross. We don't do recorded. It's just awful. Do you know what voice tracking is, Carl?
Voice tracking.
Voice tracking. Well, it's a fact that a lot of the radio you listen to is voice tracking. And voice tracking is where a DJ is employed to record a load of bits of audio. Right? I could sit here and do it now. Oh, thanks very much. You're listening to Reach on Air. And the next song is The Real Thing. You to Me Are Everything. Reach on Air, it's a Tuesday night. We've now got the London Community Gospel, and you just send in those bits, and then someone at the other end puts it in between the songs, and then they hit play. They're not actually sitting there, and I can't do a show like that. I need to be sitting here enjoying the music, the same as the people at the other end. And I think, I think Tony Blackburn. I'm pretty sure Tony Blackburn doesn't like doing recordings either. He only does them if he absolutely has to, you know?
Well, yeah, he's absolutely live on Radio 2. He has made a couple of mistakes on live, but who wouldn't? It's quite funny.
If you want to hear mistakes, listen to Ross Patel After Me Tomorrow. Jesus. Have you heard the beginning of a show? What a mess. And it seems to happen every single time. I don't get it. Every time he starts his show, he don't seem to know what he's doing. It's like just switched on the computer. The damn fan hasn't even built up to speed yet. It's outrageous. So amateur, dear.
We used to have a school radio. When I was in secondary school, we had not secondary school, primary school, sorry.
All right. What, like the school had a little radio station?
It did, yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And one of my final years of primary school, it was installed into the school attic.
Right.
And it took about probably 2 months to convert it into a radio station. And they fitted speakers across the whole entire building.
Yeah.
Mind you, it's a Victorian school. The building goes back probably 1863, I believe. So it's a very old school. And I was quite surprised because I thought this would happen years ago, but no, it happened since I was leaving. Wow. But we practiced using it, and I thought, oh gosh, this is not a career for me, radio.
No. Well, I got my inkling in wanting to do it from Pontins, because Pontins are holiday camps. They're still around now, but they're a very sad shadow of what they used to be. They're extremely popular, just like Butlins, and Ross goes to Butlins, of course. And they had Radio Pontin, and just like you said, there were speakers all over the place, and you couldn't turn them off. They were like, those external speakers outside on poles, like what you would get the like if there was an air raid going off, those sort of things. And they used to play this music and talk and tell you what was happening. It was great. And then I saw the little studio and I thought, wow, this is fantastic. It wasn't on very often. Just basically at breakfast time, all this music would start playing about 8 o'clock in the morning, saying, come on, it's breakfast time, get up and get to the centre. We all used to pile into this place and have a decent breakfast. And I don't do any of that now. I mean, there is a holiday camp that does do fully inclusive. Butlins don't do it. However, you can sign up to their meal plan, which in effect makes it fully inclusive. So if you've paid for the holiday, then you sign up for various different meal plans. Ross signs up for the premium meal plan, which involves other restaurants. I signed up for the basic one, so you could only go to that restaurant. But, I mean, I was amazed at the selection of food and that they do at these meal plans at Butlins. And when you work it out, it wasn't outrageously expensive either, not at all.
Okay. Well, I've never been to Butlins.
Oh, have you not?
Never.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a bit of a laugh. It's like a family type thing. It's like a family. You go with a family. I don't think we saw any groups of girls or boys there, to be honest. They were all sort of family types,
I've never been to Butlins. Never.
Yeah. Oh, apparently, Ross says Tony Blackburn always does it live. He does a live Facebook video every week outside Broadcasting House to promote the show. So there you go. He does do it live. Evening to Dino. Evening to. Do you know Greg Edwards at all?
Yes.
Yeah, he was a DJ. Vera would have Greg Edwards doing her disco, her wedding type thing.
Well, one radio station I've been into. It's not well known. Probably me and you probably know it. Probably a few other people might have heard of it. Was actually the EWTN radio station here in the UK.
Is that a Christian thing?
Yes, it's a Catholic broadcast, radio station.
Yeah.
And I was in Norfolk.
Right.
I was in Norfolk, a town called Walsingham. Walsingham was a famous place in the UK.
Yes. Yeah.
And I kept passing this building.
Wow.
It had an EWTN cardboard set out of how it used to look like, how it was back in the day, the old cameras and everything. And this man came out and I said, "This is not the studios to EWTN, is it?" I said, "Yes, it is. Would you like to come and have a look?"
Oh.
I said, "Oh, it'd be grand." Went in downstairs. It was just massive, not too big, but there was all broadcasting from different areas of the world.
Oh,
because it's in America, because it's set up in Alabama.
So is it different programs depending on where you are?
No, it's all streaming all at once across the whole world.
What, the same program, or does it split up
the same
into
program.
sort of different languages
program.
and things like that? No.
Well, it's just a different language, different translations where you are, of course.
Yes.
But across the whole world, each individual country is streaming.
Oh.
And it's just a small studio depending where you are in the country or in the world, you've got different people asking you questions and so on, or you've got you're questioning someone about a book or
Right.
A type of program. And there was this little studio, with a settee and a nice backdrop
Yeah.
and lights, and that was it.
Oh, it sounds
very
lovely.
basic,
That does. Yeah.
It's an ordinary house, and I couldn't believe it. It was a privilege to be in a radio station like that. Just simple.
Is that the only one you've been into?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, this is a very small room. This one, there's enough for about four. I could sit four people in here, but up at the caravan, two is a squeeze. Yeah, it's a very very small room. It's funny. It doesn't look like that if you're watching it on the YouTube. Does it there? Hello to Chris Tuoy's here. It's the lad. It's the lad, Twink and the uncle. The lad has appeared. Chrissy boy, hello, who says, "Hi, Chris." That's all right, Chris. I'm glad you enjoyed those, my darling. Anything for you, my dear. Hello to Natalie J as well. She's in Welsh Wales. Hello to you, Natalie. Peter Lake's there. Evening to Peter Lake. Evening to you. And Rob Kershaw says, that's what happens with Heart Radio now, Chris. It's all London-based, but they try and make it sound local by having news and travel every 30 minutes. Oh, yeah, I know. Breakfast show with Amanda Holden, again at drive time. Jamie Theakston used a pre-recorded message for every newsreader for each Heart station, different regions. The way he says it's like, "I've never met this person," but Katie was the latest. No, it's not for me, all that... All that voice tracking stuff, don't do it for me. If you're not going to do a radio show live, don't bother. That's my personal opinion. I'm a very good friend of mine, actually, and his name's Danny. He does radio shows on several radio stations across the country at the same time. He just sends in these little bits of talking and they shove them in between the records. Don't do it for me. No. And the other thing is I've heard radio stations... Thank you, Natalie's looking on TikTok. She likes my top tonight. Thank you. Hello to Paige, little Paige. Lovely little girl, Paige. Sorry, what was I saying then? Before I diversified then?
Danny.
Eh? Danny,
friend
that's
Danny.
right. He does radio station all over the place, and he can have several shows going out at the same time, but he just sends in bits and pieces. And I've heard people doing radio shows say, if you'd like your name mentioned on the next show, and as soon as you hear them saying, I can play your request on the next show, you're listening to a recording. What's the point? What's the point? Because I used to listen to the radio, and we're getting onto this radio subject now. Which I've done before. I used to listen to the radio to listen to the bloke or the woman in between the songs, to hear what they had to say. And this is where Tony Blackburn is king.
Yeah.
This is where he's king. The music's great, but I was listening for him, and somehow they managed to turn it around so that people now listen to the music. My younger nephew Jimmy, he had I think Smooth FM on, playing out of his Amazon device while I was up at the up there last week, and I said, "What's this?" It's like Smooth FM. It's really good, isn't it? And I said, "Yeah, the music's good. Where's the DJ?" "Oh, they don't have any on. That's why it's good." See, they don't want someone talking in between the records. They don't, because they've been brain washed by not having any DJs on. And radio stations are very happy because then they don't have to pay for people, But I think it's terrible. I think it's a terrible waste. Why don't you put Spotify on then? Why don't you just make your own playlist on Spotify and be done with it then? Why bother? And I also get into sort of the earth resources thing here. Why have we got all this electricity and all this power being generated for basically a load of radio stations to bang out the same music with no difference, barely? Couple of songs here and there. It's just a terrible waste.
True.
Vera used to work at the BBC. She says, do you know the amount of times I went to Broadcasting House, she never went into the studio. Do you know whose chair I sat in? Do you want to know? Very, very famous DJ. Possibly even more famous than Tony Blackburn. There's only one. Can you guess who? Here's a clue. Irish.
Not Graham Norton.
No, not Graham Norton. God's sake, man. No, dear. Terry Wogan.
Oh.
Ba, 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 ba. Terry Wogan. I sat in his chair. Yeah. I mean, there was a certain bit of dampness on it, but I think it was okay.
Was it Portsmouth Fort? Was it Portsmouth Fort?
Terry Wogan. DJ Tim says I needed to pre-recorded my show a while back. Really didn't enjoy doing it. Got to be live for me unless there's a really serious reason I need to pre-record. I need my weekly fix on the radio, you see. See, DJ Tim don't like doing it either. I mean, if I do record a show, which is extremely rare, Tim, I'd rather let someone else do the show rather than me record it. But if I did record it, I would sit here and record it in real time, and I'd sit here, listen to the songs, do the talking bit, play a jingle, listen to the songs. You see what I mean? So for an hour show, I would sit here for an hour. I wouldn't record little talky bits and slot them in. Just boring. It's boring to do as well. You get no enjoyment out of doing that at all. But, each and every one to their own, I suppose.
True.
Oh, dear. Stop that, Mark. No, not that one. Your one, I would. Yeah, have you got an old chair of yours that you've sat on that I could have, Mark? Please send it over. So it's a private conversation going on there, Carl. Carry on, dear.
But, our parish has a radio station.
All right, what's that called?
It's not our own. It's a broadcasting...
Radio Maria?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I know that one, yeah.
Recently, our parish was elected to have a station.
Yes.
In a hall. We have a parish hall, which has got 2 levels.
Yeah.
And I spent probably, 3 to 6 months converting the top floor into a studio.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
now we have multiple studios within one floor. So you can listen to a different program.
Yeah.
So you can have visitors coming in talking about missionary work, or about a book, or sermon, or thought of the day, anything.
That goes all over the world, doesn't it? Radio Maria. And I think they have various different opt-outs in different languages as well.
They do, yeah.
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 Do you think I should approach Radio Maria and perhaps do my morning show on there? Would that kind of work at all, or what do you think? I don't know
Let's see,
really.
why not?
What was that opening line I did? Was it yesterday morning? What's that? Carlos Alcatraz, the new tennis bloke. Did you see him? Nice arse. I don't think I'd get away with that, would I?
It's shocking to some viewers.
Oh, God. DJ Tim says he would do the same as me. He'd sit down and record the whole hour as if it was live. That's the only way to do it. Ross says James Morgan, who used to be on CMP Radio, got paid for doing 4 hours voice tracking for 20 hours of overnight shows. He did it for 2 months. Absolutely hated it. Absolutely hated it. Gary Ross says, I love the bounce music with the MCs on the what? It's just, there's nothing there. I can't make that sense of that, Gary. I love the bounce music with the MCs on the, and then there's, I don't know, little like notes or something. On the notes, got about 300 on YouTube playlists. I don't know what you mean there. Weird City got Wogan right there. Mick likes the 80s and the 90s. Weird City likes Heart's greatest hits, all the 80s and 90s stuff. Gary likes listening to Heart 90s or old time Heart 80s. Look at that there. Yeah. Interesting there. Rob Kershaw thinks it's morally wrong that Steve Wright is still paid a hefty sum of money for only 2 hours a week for his pre-recorded Steve Wright Sunday Love Songs programme. Is he not on Radio 2 anymore then, Steve Wright? Has he gone from there?
He's not doing his weekday normal
Oh, right.
afternoon.
How long has that been then?
Oh gosh, that's been for a while.
Oh,
He
it just
does
shows you
Sundays
I
now.
don't really listen to Radio 2.
He
Mum?
does only Sundays.
Right.
But Sarah Cox is another good radio presenter that I really enjoy.
Right, okay.
You know,
It's a shame that she's lost a listener since I came on, Isn't it, really?
who else do I like? Oh gosh.
Mark J's there. Hello to Mark J in Wales. Mark Jones as well. Evening to you. Mark J, he's in Welsh Wales. He wasn't here this morning. He's not been sleeping very well. Laying awake at 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I hate that, don't you? Mark Jones loves doing voice tracking. Christ, do you really, Mark? Oh, it would bore me to tears. Where's your interaction with people? I like to have a little bit of interaction with people, while I'm doing the show. It's nice to get a message or two. Don't always get loads of messages. That's just how it is. He loves doing voice tracking. You're a strange one, you really are. You'll be telling me next you like doing washing up and ironing. I can see you like as an ironing lady. Is that something you'd like to do, Posh Twink Carl, ironing? Or does your mum do it all?
Oh, I do it.
Do you?
Yeah, what I do. So when I wash my clothes,
Yeah.
let them dry for a bit, then iron them, and then put them in my. Depends what my
Right.
in my back of my wardrobe.
Okay.
Just the drawers. So it's already ironed.
Now, at last, someone has come out with a decent comment. Fran Green, we listen to Reach on air. There you go. She says, and Greatest Hits Radio, but probably mainly Reach on air. There you go.
Yeah, Reach on air. When I first started listening to your radio show, gosh, about a couple of months ago now, but it's been about 3 or 5 months now since I've been listening to Reach on air. It's the only radio station I've been listening to every morning. That's it. That's it. Apart from Tony Blackburn on Saturday morning.
Ba 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 ba. Tony Blackburn. Shania, now she does a little radio show over on the Isle of Wight with her dad, Vectis Radio, who says, I think that voice track in a show takes twice as long. I think it depends how well you're doing it, Shania, if you keep going back over it.
Do you know what? Do you reckon that ITV could have a radio station?
ITV?
Mm.
What do you mean exactly?
I don't know. I just thought about it. ITV could have their own radio station.
Do you know, if we had a radio station on ITV, it would have to have adverts, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would,
You know,
yeah.
something like this.
Who's working hard on the North Sea swell? You can be sure it's shell.
I should have seen that coming, shouldn't I?
I'm sorry, love. You walk into it, dear. You walk into it. Mark J tried voice track and he could never get it to work. Proper shows are what I do. If I record, I do the full show. I think there's a lot of us are the same on there. Vera only listens to Reach on there. Look at that. Mark listens to Reach 95% of the time. The other time's just music on Spotify and stuff like that, which is, good. All right, Carl.
All right, then.
Thank you very much for your call tonight, my darling.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Have a nice evening. Bye, love.
And bye-bye.
Bye. All right, boys and girls, Reach on air. It's a Tuesday night. Let's have another song, shall we, my darlings?
I can't seem to lift my head straight. Just laying in the shades with you. Win or lose, we take it easy. Day by day, oh, that's what we do. Watching people all stressed out, running through their lives, a game they play, 1,000 miles of sadness. I can be with you wherever, stay at home or in a foreign land. I can stay like this forever, 'cause I got the world in my hand. Don't you worry about tomorrow. Let's stay up until the morning light. Let the sun take care of your sorrow. And I promise the kids will be alright. 'Cause we don't want them all stressed out, running for their lives, a game they play, 1,000 miles of
Don't forget, gang, if you want to join in tonight, it's very, very easy. You can send us a message on the Reach On Air message system, or you can send a message on TikTok, or you can send a message on the YouTube chat. I'll try and keep an eye on that. Or text in on our exclusive text number here on the Chris Reardon Show. 07451 287 337 is my text. 07451 287 337 on the text. Or, of course, you can call in as well on the phone number.
Call in now. 020-8144-3477.
All right, Lee's just asking us, Lee, a little while ago, have you got your e-scooter yet? Yes, indeed, I have. Look it up if you want. It's a pure P3 Plus. A pure P3 Plus. And I'm sort of reasonably happy with it. I wish I'd gone for one with suspension, but there you go. It's one of those things. I'll remember that next time. Just one of those things, all right? Okay, moving on then, boys and girls. TV shows. Namely, game shows. Are there any game shows either on the telly now or have been on in the past that you'd love to be part of? So, you're going to be on the telly. What game show would you like to be on? Anything that's been on in the past? You can call me and tell me about it. 020-8144-3477. What game show would you like to be on? I'd quite like to be on something like Bob's Full House. Hello to LaBelle in New York. Evening, LaBelle. Bob's Full House sounds good to me. Staff is all there. He'd like to be on Stars in Their Eyes. Which star would you be, Blakey? Which star would you want to be coming down those stairs? You go up to the top. It was Leslie Crowther, wasn't it? Was it Leslie Crowther? You'd stand at the top of the stairs there and say, and you go up the stairs, don't you? And you say, Blakey is Tom Jones, and then all the smoke comes out, doesn't it? Smoke comes out, and they usually do a bad fade in I don't know if you ever noticed the picture, because the smoke always looks suddenly like it changed. But I mean, that's just how it is. And then you'd be up there as Tom Jones. But the only thing is, a big difference between you and Tom Jones, Blakey. Do you know what that is? He's got a hairy chest. I don't think you've got a hairy chest. Well, what did you think I was going to say? You don't know him, you see. You don't know Blakey. I do. You'd need a hairy chest. You could have a chest wig, couldn't you? Some people wear chest wigs. You know, you need a makeup person. Well, actually, LaBelle, a famous New York drag queen, is there tonight. She'd be able to help you with a bit of a chest wig, I would imagine. She does all sorts of makeup and all that sort of thing. Eh? So Staffy would like to be Tom Jones. Who would you like to be? 020-8144-3477. What quiz show or game show would you like to be on? Vera wanted to be on Crackerjack. Oh, Vera, no Crackerjack pencil for you. Maybe you can get one on eBay. Have you ever looked? Let me look for you now, because I've got a gold Blue Peter badge somewhere. I've got a normal Blue Peter badge that I won fair and square. Eh? Crackerjack pencil. One moment, please. No Crackerjack. Oh, there's one. Vintage unused Crackerjack premium prize advertising pencil. £7.76. I don't know if it is if it was a real Crackerjack one though. That's the trouble. I wonder what they look like. Eh? Crackerjack. Mark J in the Harlock television area would like to be on Pointless or Treasure Hunt. I must admit, I find Pointless a bit boring, Mark, to be honest. Not keen on Pointless. Treasure Hunt with Annika. Annika, it's over there. It's over there. Who was the host? That was Kenneth Kendall, the excellent newsreader, wasn't it? Kenneth Kendall. Yeah. Blakey is highly amused. Alan Russell would like to be on Family Fortunes. Yeah, I would, but with Bob Monkhouse. And of course, that's not possible now because he's gone. Family Fortunes. Oh, did Bob do that? Oh, no, he didn't, did he? It was Les Dennis. Or was it? Did Bob Monkhouse do the first Family Fortunes? Can't remember now. Lee Gasson, Name That Tune. Yeah. Ross Patzell did Name That Tune on his show the other day. He played one note. And I got it in one note, believe it or not, Ross. I know you didn't get the text until 2 because I was on my scooter at the time. And it was a case of having to stop the scooter, go in, get the bag off my back, get the phone out, text in, and then go. Time I was up at the thing, you'd played 2 notes. I actually got that in one note. Live, enjoy, dream, mate. Name That Tune. Alan Russell, The Price Is Right. Oh, I don't know about. I don't think that's one for you, Russell. Not at your Alan. Not at your age, my love. You wouldn't be able to make it up the stair, down the stairs. You'd trip over. You'd trip over. Mick Davenport would like to be on Crackerjack. Yeah. Ross Patzelt would like to be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Yeah, but don't you have to be quite intelligent for that one, Ross? I'm not sure that's the show for you, my love. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Or The Chase. Yeah, we like Bradley Walsh. Strike It Lucky. Got to be with Michael Barrymore. Oh, that was great. His interaction with the audience was something else, wasn't it? Do you remember the old bag that fell asleep in the corner? Some woman in the audience, she fell asleep in the corner. There's actually YouTube videos of that. I saw it on TikTok the other day. And then when a group of people came in late, he stopped the show. Where are you lot been? Come on, sit down, sit yourselves down. It was hilarious. Very, very good. Very, very good. Paige, no, I'm back down south in Bracknell, Paige. I'm back down south, darling. And actually, it's not Tattershall. My caravan is a place called Chapel Hill, darling. Okay, Chapel Hill, that's where it is. Weird City, Strike It Lucky. As long as it's with Barrymore, he was good in his day. He's still good now. I'm sure he'd be able to do that job again. It was very unfortunate what happened to him. I believe what happened is that was a load of people round a pool, drunk and off their heads. Someone's fallen in, no one's noticed. No one was pushed in that pool. I've been to those sort of parties. You know, someone falls in the pool, no one notices, they just carry on. I used to go to this club once, Turnmills, I've mentioned it many times to you. Trade. Often, and we had to get down there, you'd have to go down these metal stairs, and often you'd step over someone who had collapsed at the bottom of the stairs and just carry on and ignore them. It's just how it was, you know. Yeah. I don't know. What else? What do you want to be on? Anyone, boys and girls? Peter, I can't click on those sort of things while I'm doing a show. Can't click on anything like links and things while I'm doing the show. Fran Green, Family Fortunes, Bob Monkhouse, was indeed 1980 to 1983. Thank you, Fran. And then I think it was Les Dennis. And then it was Max Bygraves did it, didn't he? Didn't old Max do it? My mum used to love Max Bygraves. Ross Patzell, I read that when they recorded Strike It Lucky, it was all done in one take apart from the break. Everything was left, as he said he wanted it to be like that. And it worked. It worked. Strike It Lucky. You think about how old that would look now when you watch it on some of the... It's probably been running on one of the satellite channels. You know, those old style TVs with the arrows to go forward another position. He had some fantastic conversations, didn't he, with the contestants? Do you remember? He was so good. Ross, I think Barrymore would do well doing tours again on holiday camps, but he never seems to be anywhere. He's got his own TikTok, Ross, which I look at now and again, and he is, as you remember him, he's just that same person. That's incredibly sad. But when you see people who were so good... You know, another one that comes to mind is Mike Yarwood, who did impressions. And he was fantastic in the 1970s. The Mike Yarwood Show. He always had a Christmas special. And unfortunately, he hit the bottle a bit and lost his confidence. You know, it's just how it is sometimes. I lose my confidence sometimes, especially when I'm playing the organ, believe it or not. You know, more recently, I've kind of lost my confidence playing the organ. I don't know why. I'm still just about getting away with it, and I kind of hope it will come back. But, yeah, Max Bygrace, thank you, Fran. 1983 to 1985. Yes, indeed. Wow. Some time ago. Is there anything else that you'd like to be on? Me personally, if I could be on any game show, it'd be one of two, or both of these. The Generation Game. I would love to be on the Generation Game. I would love to have been with Bruce Forsyth. I would love to have been with Larry Grayson. Jim Davidson, I quite like Jim Davidson. I don't think he was right for that show. Mel and Sue were an absolute disaster when they gave it to them. God knows why they gave it to them. It just didn't work. Do you know who should be hosting the Generation Game? Bradley Walsh. Bradley Walsh would be able to do it. Or Michael Barrymore. He could do so well at the Generation Game. One of those two, Bradley Walsh or Michael Barrymore. Someone should give him a show again. Absolutely. I mean, you can just imagine the newspapers, though. That crap paper, The Sun, the way they tore into Hugh Edwards. You know. Shocking. I'd like that. I actually went to see the Generation Game once with Bruce Forsyth. It took quite a long time. If I remember, we got there about 6:30, I think. And we got out at about 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. It was quite long. You know the little bits where they interview the contestants? That actually goes on for a very long time. You see on the telly just a couple of minutes. They actually do that, and it's about 15 to 20 minutes, I would say. Something like that. There you go, Fran. There's Vera there. The Generation Game took about 4 hours to record. Yeah, I was sitting at the front television theatre where we recently went to see Lee John in Imagination. Don't know if you know that, Stafford. I went to see Imagination. You know Lee John? Oh, fantastic night at the O2 Theatre in Sheepherds Bush. Yeah. Yeah, Staffy, he said Barrymore's a good man. He is a good man. Very, very good man. 0208 144 3477. What game show would you like to be on? There's Nicholas. Evening to Nicholas. Nicholas Pandolfi. Hello to you, sir. Who says Metal Mickey hasn't worked in years. Metal Mickey. Oh my God, that's ages ago. Some more of your suggestions here of people that you'd like, programs that you'd like to be in. Naked Attraction. Well, come on, that's not a game show, is it, Gary? And I mean, you've got to be a certain size to be on there, and I don't think you'd fit it, Gary, to be honest. You know, you've got to have something to show, mate. You know, and I've seen a few pictures of you. I don't know if you're right for that programme. One of my friends went on there, actually. His name's Shy. You may have seen him occasionally at the karaoke for our live karaoke streams. Yeah. Hello to user441. Hello to you. Welcome to the show. Weird City. Did you like the Crystal Maze? Richard O'Brien, Chris? No, I wasn't keen on that one. Gary loved The Price is Right with Michael Barrymore. Did he do The Price is Right? Oh, I didn't know that. I must have missed that then. I know it was Leslie Crowther doing it for a while. Oh, Strike It Lucky. I beg your pardon. So I'm going down the list here. Right, okay. Mick Davenport wants to be on Runaround. Oh, do you remember that? Bloke with glasses. He was in EastEnders. Mike Reed. Oh, yeah. Okay, run around now. And all these kids would run around. It was a kids' programme, wasn't it? I'd run around into their 1, 2 and 3. And then that announcer would come on with the number 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, like that. And everyone in 1 and 2 were out, weren't they? Oh, it was great, that. Run around. Alan Russ would like to try the Cube. Yeah, it's a bit weird, that show. It was very, very intense watching that, wasn't it? And you'd see these tasks that people had to do, and it looked easy, and then they'd try and do them. And, of course, a lot of it was the fact that you had to do it in a certain time, wasn't it? You know. Very, very good, that. Oh, the wheel. The wheel. How have we missed out the wheel with Michael McIntyre? I mean, everything is right with that programme. The presenter, the set is amazing. I mean, God knows how much it cost to build that big revolving turntable with the amount of fat people sitting. I mean, it wouldn't move if I was sitting on there. I'm too fat. I mean, mind you, it managed to turn with Gemma on it, didn't it, eh? The wheel and the theme music. Oh, how much do you love that theme music for the wheel? Everything is right with that programme. They really hit on a good thing there. So I would go on the wheel, yeah. I think it'd be a lot of fun to go on. Rob said, I'd like to go on the wheel just to shout, is this as fast as it goes, just to annoy the director and make him having to keep cutting the recording. It's a knockout, Alan Russell. Yeah, absolutely, it's a knockout. But I suppose in this day and age, you couldn't have Stuart Hall. Well, I mean, he wouldn't be able to do it now anyway, would he? But you couldn't have someone ripping the mick out the foreigners, could you? You know, which is exactly what Stuart Hall used to do. It was hilarious. It's a knockout. Mike Yarwood is in an actor's care home with Richard O'Sullivan. Yes, I know. I have seen a couple of little news stories of him. He was a great entertainer, Mike Yarwood. Really good. Dusty Bin with Ted Rogers. I think it was 3-2-1. Actually, we met Ted Rogers, because a lot of you don't know. Years ago, in the 80s, my nan won the Daily Mirror Bingo. I don't mind telling you how much it was now. It was a long time ago. 145 grand she won. She won the Daily Mirror Bingo. And we were taken, because she was the biggest ever winner at the time. Now we're in the millions of pounds. People winning a minimum of £1 million now. 145 grand then was a lot of money. A lot of money. Right? And so the papers then sent us all up to the Cafe Royale for a meal. And, you know, for the photos, for the paper and all that. That's what it was all for. And Ted Rogers was there. And I'll never forget, he walks in. And I recognised him straight away. I don't know if I was sitting next to my nan or a couple down from her. But I remember him walking in. And she looked up and said, who's he? 3-2-1. Ted Rogers. That was good. With Dusty the Bin. Yeah, Dusty the Bin. Thank you. Weird City says Bruce Forsyth was amazing. He absolutely was. And bring back Barrymore. I think there's an awful lot of people that are out there that would like to see Michael Barrymore back on the telly. Absolutely. Thanks to those of you just joining us on TikTok as well. Oh, people have sent me some gifts on TikTok. Thank you very much. Jacob sent me 28 roses. Vera, a crocodile and a little heart. 20 roses from Mark Jones, 22 roses from Mark Jones, another 9 from Mark Jones, and another 7 from Mark Jones. Mark J sent me 25 TikToks as well. So thank you, those of you sending us little gifts on TikTok. Don't forget, you can send us a little tip on YouTube if you want to as well. There you go, via PayPal, or you can hit the little tip button. You know what I mean? What is it? Super chat thing. And if you do a super chat, you do get a little jingle as well, boys and girls. If you send us, I know it's very, very exciting, isn't it? You do get a little jingle if you send a tip, which sounds like this. Thank you. Okay. Just to let you know. Lee Gasson, play your cards right. Bruce Forsyth from London Weekend Television, your weekend ITV. Another excellent show. Friday nights, my mum never missed an episode. I used to watch a bit of it, then I'd have to go to a school hall and practice for our Scout Gang show, because that used to be on Friday nights. That was good. Poor Mick couldn't work out how 3-2-1 worked. The Fun House. Don't remember that one. Hello to Matt Martins. He's in Canada. Hello, Matt, with his family over there. I hope it's not too hot there, is it, Matt? You haven't got a weather problem there, have you? We haven't got one here, fortunately. Yeah, I'm so glad I'm not in Italy or anywhere like that. I wouldn't cope. Let's just scroll down a little bit there. How can I pray for you tonight, Chris? No, don't pray for me, Matthew. Pray for world peace. Don't pray for me. Don't pray for me. Pray for other people. World peace. That's how you need to pray for. Deal or no deal? Gary Ross didn't like it. It was pants. Did you see the episode with Nan? I think they did it as one of the BBC Red Nose Day things. Nan on Deal or No Deal. All right. Open the box. Oh, that's funny, that is. It's all over YouTube and TikTok. Sale of the century? Yes. Is he still? I think he's still alive, isn't he? Da-na-na-na-na-na. From Anglia Television. Little Ross's ears have pricked up now, haven't they? Anglia. Da-da-da-da-da. Hello to Dave. Evening, Dave. Welcome to the show there. Gosh, yeah. Bullseye. There's a good one. Anyone like to be on Bullseye? Although I saw a couple of videos with the main man himself. Oh God, what's his name? The bloke with glasses, isn't it? Great bloke. Actually, I can't remember his name. Bullseye host. Hang on, Bullseye. Someone will tell me in a minute. I'll just wait for you to tell me. It's easier. Bullseye. What's his name? But I saw a couple of YouTubes of him being interviewed after it had all finished. And he used to say one of the worst prizes we used to give out was a caravan or a boat. I mean, you live in a flat, what are you going to do with a boat? And he's quite right. Some people, I think, used to just sell them. Thank you, Mark J. Jim Bowen, excellent person. You think about this, some of those prizes are completely useless to the people that win them. A caravan. Right, so you live on the 8th floor of a flat, you've got nowhere to park, you've won a caravan. What are you going to do with that, mate? And there was one episode where they just apparently kept refusing the prizes. They just didn't want them. Vera didn't like Bullseye, did you, love? Never mind. Jim Bowen, thank you, Lee. Gary. Paul and Lou liked Bullseye. Yeah, my dad did as well, Bullseye, actually. Yeah. Funhouse, Pat Sharp. I kind of remember that. I think I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. Jim Bowen was very, very good, though. He was very funny. Matt Martins, the weather in central Canada has been reasonable and fantastic as of late, Chris. I'm glad about that, yeah. It's the same here. Peter Lake, Bullseye, Jim Bowen. And Peter used to like watching Cilla Black shows on London Weekend Television. Your weekend, ITV. I like the jingle, which I can't play for you on here, unfortunately. I can play it in the morning if you want it. In my morning chat show, on my morning music and chat show. Gambits, Fred Dinage, Southern Television. Oh, yeah. Gambit. That was good. So no one's mentioned the one that I want to be on. I mentioned the Generation Game, which I'd love to be on. Perhaps with Mr. Michael Barrymore or the other one I mentioned, Bradley Walsh. I'd love to see him host that. He'd be hilarious. Either of those two would be perfect for that show. You know, don't choose someone just for ticking the old BBC box. Get someone who can do the job, not Mel and Sue, please. Dear me, what a mess. The other one I would love to be on, and it's never come back. The only reason I can think of must be health and safety, and that is the golden shot. Oh, wow. Now you're talking. Those of you, you've got to be over 45 to know that one. Posh Twink Carl, did you ever see perhaps a recording of the golden shot with Bob Monkhouse? And then Charlie, golden shot Charlie White, Charlie Williams. Charlie Williams hosted the golden shot, I think, after Bob Monkhouse. And it was quite unusual at that time because he was black. And there wasn't really black people on the telly at that time. So he got this job. And, of course, he was fantastic. You know, so that was a good thing to have happened, quite apart from him doing it, but because he was black as well. And there they've put him on the prime time. And, of course, it worked because he was good at it. And there was another, Norman Vaughan as well, I think, used to do it as well. But Bob Monkhouse was the big player, you know. Love to be on that. If you don't know the golden shot, it was basically a crossbow. Yeah, you remember that, don't you, Vera? You remember that? Yeah, Sunday, Bernie the Bolt. Actually, Charlie Williams was pretty good. He was good on it. And they'd have the game show, and they'd also have a singer on there, someone like Peters and Lee or Tom Jones, or I think Shirley did it once. Shirley Bassey. So the golden shot, those of you that don't know, it was a crossbow. Okay? And the contestant, which could have been you, generally blindfolded, and they'd have earpiece on, and someone would be saying up a bit, and you'd go, while you're blind, up, stop, left a bit, right a bit, up a little bit, down a little bit, fire, and they'd push the button, and this crossbow, this bolt, as placed by Bernie the Bolt, would fire out of this crossbow at the target. That's how it worked. But there was a couple of occasions, and I remember, because it was all live, where for whatever reason, the bolt flew out of the crossbow across the audience. I remember that happening twice. Not necessarily right across the audience, but in a direction where they didn't expect it to go. Because I don't suppose that the crossbow was limited in where it could go. So, you know, and it was great. And at the end of the show, they'd get someone to call in, right? And someone would be on the phone saying up a bit, left a bit, right a bit. And then on the last, they'd have these wonderful pieces of art, right? Which were basically the target area. And like a picture, I don't know, of giraffes or something like that. And then there'd be a target, you see. And on the last one, the very last one, was like the jackpot. And there'd be a picture in front with an apple and a string going through this apple. I don't know how they did it, but they did. And attached to this string was a door at the top. And if they got it and cut the string with the bolt, the drawer would open up and all this money would come out. How much? 50 quid. And that was a lot of money then. 50 quid was an awful lot of money to win. And all this money would come out and everyone would be cheering and clapping. That was our Sunday afternoons. We loved it. The golden shot. And it was based on a German game show, according to Vera there. Anyone else remember that? Mick Davenport, that's right, with the crossbows. Absolutely right there. Charlie Williams, thank you, Nicholas. He was great. He was really good. Some more suggestions here. Blind date, William. Thank you. I don't think I'd want to go on that. You know, you wouldn't want a blind date. You know, so it might be a minger, mightn't it? You know, you might end up with someone like Ross Patzelt, for example. Can you just imagine that going on? You're wondering who Ross Patzelt is. He's one of the other presenters here at Reach on Air. You know, you could be on blind date and end up with someone like Ross Patzelt. I mean, I can't imagine that. Just awful. Is he still there, do you think? Ben says there was a game show called The Golden Balls with Jasper Carrot. That was good. Thank you, Ben. And good evening to you, Ben. Yeah, I kind of remember Golden... Yeah, that's coming back to me, that one. I can kind of just about see that in my head. But it's a bit fuzzy, like the rest of the world. That's why I got new glasses. Everything was fuzzy. Going for Gold, Paul and Lou with Henry Kelly. That was quite international, that one, wasn't it? Going for Gold, Henry Kelly. Of course, he used to be on that other programme, wasn't it? Game for a Laugh. Great theme tune. Ba 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 ba. Yeah, da 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 da. That was the one that done the Generation Game in. Because that came out, Larry Grayson, I think, was doing the Generation Gamer. That came out, and for years and years, the Generation Game held the crown of Saturday night television. Game for a Laugh came along, I think it was London Weekend Television, and that's what did in the Generation Game. That's what got that taken off, because people were switching over. I believe that's right, not 100% sure. I'm sure I saw that written down somewhere. All right. Blockbusters. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, Bob Holness. He was so popular with the kids. Da 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 da. We loved it. Celebrity Squares, Nicholas Pandolfi. Again, another one started by the great Bob Monkhouse. You had Willie Rushton in the middle. Barbara Windsor used to do that one. I think Nana Muscuri was in one of them as well. Yeah. Golden Balls. Weird City was great. They had to steal or share. Yeah, I've got it now. I've got that in my head now. That's right, you had to steal or share the money. And they would say, I share it, and the other one would say, I share it, and in fact, one was going to steal it, so they lost it all. Thank you. Gosh, any more you can think of? Who would like to be on The Golden Shot? Vera, double your money. Or Take Your Pick. Like to be on Take Your Pick where you opened a box, didn't you? I think I did that for a while in a pub, Take Your Pick, something like that. I'm sure it was something like that. Anyway, boys and girls, I'm going to play you another little song here, my darlings, all right? Going right. Just what I've always wanted, boys and girls. That is Mari Wilson here at Reach on Air. Welcome back, my dears. Oh, it's the wrong one. Hang on, that's the wrong one, darling. I got the wrong link things lined up. Here it is.
Chris Reardon, Tuesday night. Reach on
Dear me, a little mistake there for you. Derek Martin's there in the Republic of Ireland. Evening, Derek, who says, good evening, Chris. I'd like to be on The Chase or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but I think I prefer the older ones that are hosted by Chris Tarrant. Yeah, oh, it's the farmer bloke now who does it, isn't it? What's his name? Oh, Christ, his name's not in my head now. Oh, he always upsets people. Always upsets the lefties, doesn't he? What's his name again? I can't remember, Derek. Did the cars as well, didn't he? Can't remember anyway. I know the one you mean. And Janice is there. Good evening, Janice. Hello, my love. I'll have a pee, please, Bob. Just Janice Pope. I love it. Alan says that as well. Gary Ross, my uncle and granny loved University Challenge. I wouldn't be able to do that. Far too intelligent for me, something like that. Super Track Trick. Hello, Sue. Jeremy Clarkson. That's it, Jeremy Clarkson. See, I think he's all right. DJ Tim, Jeremy Clarkson as well. I think he's all right. I don't have a problem with him. I really love his farming programme, to be honest. Well, I've got to admit, I'm very surprised that Dan Woodhouse didn't call in today about the game shows. That has surprised me, because I did have a game show here that I think might interest the delightful Dan Woodhouse to actually be on, boys and girls. The Sun is reporting a new game show called I'll Be Damned. Channel 4 is creating a Love Island spin-off with a shocking twist. Now, get this. The phenomenon that is Love Island, well, it might be a phenomenon to some people, not me. The phenomenon that is Love Island has inspired a string of spin-off shows for everyone from middle-aged mums and dads to gay and lesbian singletons. Now I can reveal there's a new dating programme being developed by Channel 4. Now, I think this is going to appeal to Dan Woodhouse because it's going to be filled with virgins. People that, haven't, don't want to say too much in case there's any church people listening this evening. But yeah, it's for virgins. I like the ITV dating favourite Virgin Island will be set on an island retreat, but the competitors won't be confident stunners we see in the Majorcan villa. A TV insider said, this is very much a Love Island scenario, but a dating show with a real difference. Instead of being desperate to bed one another, this programme will see them take tentative steps towards losing their virginity and look at some of the science and theory behind sexual attraction. Because you look at some people, and some people, in some people's eyes, can be drop-dead gorgeous. I mean, you're probably looking at me now and thinking exactly that. But it doesn't mean you want to, can I say, do me. There's something else going on, isn't there? And indeed, I've said to people before, including my niece, actually, I said, oh, look at that. Oh, he's quite nice, isn't he? And she looks over, she says, and she's like, you are joking me, aren't you? And I'm like, no. So there's something else going on that makes you fancy someone and no one else fancies that person. The trouble is there doesn't seem to be anyone at all fancy him at the moment. So I'm just wondering if that could be a show for Dan Woodhouse to be on, but he's not called in, so we can't really discuss that tonight, which is a great shame. Isn't it, really? Virgin Island will follow the journey of the contestants right up to the moment they take the plunge. Wow. Will be the latest in a long line of similar TV competitions that feature on just about every channel. So I don't know what you think about that one. It's only for virgins, though. How would you know? That's the thing. How would you know? Anyway, time to go. Thanks ever so much for joining us on the show. It's been a real pleasure sitting here. We'll have another one for you next Tuesday night. I'll be back on the radio tomorrow morning, just after the 9 o'clock news here at Reach on Air. All right, my darlings, don't be late.
The city has a special morning.